What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant slash review. Today, I'd like to talk about this album again. Eminem's latest album titled The Marshall Mathers LP 2. Alright, now to get into this shit. I told y'all in part 1 that I was gonna make the part 2 because I wanted to hold a physical copy of this album in front of you. Part 1 was the leaked album review, which was the basic CD, 16 tracks, and y'all know I like my deluxe or special or limited editions, so I went out, got the deluxe version, and it came with a bonus disc that got 5 extra tracks on it. For those who didn't see part 1, I'm explaining this to y'all. Before I go into it, also, got some dope artwork. You know, there it is, it opens up like this, so it's sort of almost 3D-ish. And there's an image of Eminem's childhood home on there. Eminem, broken window. And yeah, I also wanted to do this part 2 for those of y'all again who don't know, just to shout out some of the producers as well. So let's get into that shit. Okay, let's get into some of the producers that helped put this shit together. You have S1 of the Dividends. You have Street Runner, Eminem himself. You have the legendary Rick Rubin. You have DJ Khalil, Emily Haney, Alex the Kid, Develop, Frequency, Jeff Bashker. Alright, now we're moving on to the bonus disc. So you got Cardiac, and yeah, I don't want to repeat anybody else. Everybody else is a repeat. Okay, sound-wise, again, like I said, on the first part, I believe some of the beats could be better, but some of them have grown on me, like Love Game, for example. Love Game featuring Kendrick Lamar, that beat sort of grew on me. Would I put the actual case here so I could look at the titles? I don't want to be turning pages and shit. Rhyme or Reason kind of grew on me as far as the beat. Survival itself, I talked about that. So some of the beats are growing on me. I just felt he should have gone a little bit more in, I guess, the more of the Marshall Mathers LP direction, if anything, beat-wise. You know, I know he had an issue with the Bass Brothers, who helped craft a lot of his earlier work, but I mean, you know, I wish, you know, if you're gonna call it Marshall Mathers LP 2, it gotta mirror that, because like I said in the last review, or one of the last videos, I was talking about this album, that many people consider that album a classic. So production for the most part is good, it's solid. Let's get into some of these bonus tracks. You have 5 tracks on here, like I said. Let's go into track 1 and 5, which I could sum up basically. Track 1 being Baby, track 5 being Wicked Ways. Both of them are just examples of Eminem's ill rhyming. Just to sum it up real quickly, and like I said, lyrically, this album is top notch. I will not say anything about Eminem lyrically. It's what I asked for. It's what a lot of y'all Eminem fans asked for. Track 2, Desperation, featuring Jamie and Commons. This track is basically about, like the title implies, being desperate. Eminem is spitting bars about how he's trying to impress a girl, how he's trying to be desperate, how he's calling this girl up at her workplace, trying to get a hold of her, saying it, and him admitting it was a bad idea, shit like that. And Jamie N. Commons is a folk singer. I did a little research on him, a folk singer from the UK, and he's only 25 years old, and he has such a mature fucking voice, like a raspy voice, and he laced the hook. So I look forward to seeing more work from him. Much success to him. Track 3, Groundhog Day. This track is basically, to sum it up real quick, it's another song about Eminem's come up. And again, I'm sounding like a broken record. The lyrics and especially the flows on that track are just retarded. Just fucking retarded. Perfect, impeccable. Track 4, Beautiful Pain, featuring Sia. Now, this track I gotta go back to, just to be honest. You know, this is one of those tracks that I gotta decipher deeply just to find the real meaning of it. But from the first couple of listens, from what I gather on that track, first of all, Eminem is describing physical pain, going through physical pain, but I think it's basically he's trying to describe it as going through physical pain to achieve a goal, or just relating it to life in general. You know, somebody help me with deciphering that meaning to that song, because I just want to know. The song is dope regardless. Lyrically, it's just fucking hot. So those are my thoughts on the tracks themselves. In conclusion, I would like to say that this album is better than Eminem's previous 3 albums, those being Encore, Relapse, and Recovery. I think this album shits on those 3. And, you know, I just, my problem with this as a whole is that, like I said in the first one, you know, some of the hooks, some of the beats, but it is growing on me. I will admit that. A lot of the songs are growing on me. I would tweak some of the hooks and change up a little bit of the beats. But the other thing that's bothering me is the fact that this is called the Marshall Mathers LP 2. Like I said before, that title is so seminal to some people. I probably wouldn't have called this Marshall Mathers LP 2. I would have called it something else. I don't know what else to call it. You know, there was a rumor that one of his albums prior to this was called like King Mathers or Living Proof or some shit like that. I would have called it that, because to go back and make a sequel to something, that's saying a lot. You know, just like, for example, Only Built for Cuban Links and Only Built for Cuban Links 2. Only Built for Cuban Links 2 stood up to the first one. Many people can attest to that. But I would have called it something else. But you know what? A lot of people think that's petty. That's just my opinion, though. But nevertheless, my rating of this album, I'm going to give this an 8.75 to a low 9. I think that it is a return to form for Eminem. It may not be Marshall Mathers LP Eminem or Slim Shady LP Eminem, but it's a 40-year-old Eminem, a more mature Eminem. He still has the crazy ass edge. If you listen to any of the lyrics on here, I know a lot of people were criticizing him based on his for example, his apology to his mother on the song Headlights, and you know, and his squashed beefs and shit. But this is where Eminem is now, and I'm comfortable with it, because he finally found a fucking balance. And that is what I keep telling y'all about in hip hop. You need a fucking balance. And Eminem, I think he has found it. And I hope he continues with his music. I hope he puts out his next album that is a throwback to where he fucking came from back in 96 to 99, that era. But I don't really see him doing that, but that would be it. That would be the end of the game if he did that. But that's just my wishful thinking. But anyway, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe, support dope shit, and that's it. Peace, bitches.